Welcome back to Beyond the Box Score. The Europa League Thursday slate is here, and after a couple of busy days of Champions League action, it's time to close out another packed European week. November 6th brings a full card of games, and before we know it, the focus will shift back to the domestic leagues over the weekend. With an international break on the horizon next week, this could be the final burst of European football for a short while, and we've got plenty to break down today. Let's start with Red Star Belgrade vs Lille. This is one of those tricky games where the atmosphere plays a huge role. Belgrade's home fans are notorious for their intensity, and that can often tilt the momentum in their favor. Still, Lille come into this match as the stronger team on paper. Despite losing their last game, they've been consistent overall and are facing a side that's managed just 1 point from 3 games. Lille on the moneyline feels like the sensible play here. Belgrade will fight hard at home, but Lille's quality and structure should see them through. However, don't expect an easy ride. This could be a slow-burning match that opens up in the second half. Next up, Dinamo Zagreb takes on Celta Vigo in Croatia. Watching Dinamo's recent domestic matches, it's hard to have faith in their defense. They've been leaking goals even against weaker local teams and are missing options at right back. Celta Vigo, on the other hand, haven't lost since late September and are currently on a 4-game winning streak, with their last 3 victories coming away from home. The issue for Celta has always been consistency, especially on the road, but their momentum is strong right now. Still, given how shaky Zagreb are at the back and how unpredictable Vigo can be away from home, both teams to score looks like the best option. The home team should at least grab 1 goal, but this game could go in multiple directions. Even a dull 0-0 draw wouldn't be shocking on a chaotic Europa League night. Over in France, Nice face Freiburg in what could be one of the more entertaining matchups of the evening. Freiburg have performed admirably in the Europa League despite struggling in the Bundesliga, and their focus seems to be shifting more toward this competition. Nice, meanwhile, have been poor defensively, conceding an average of 2 goals per game so far. They've also conceded first in every Europa League match this season, a worrying trend. Freiburg to score first seems like solid value, but at the same time, Nice are desperate for a win. At home and with plus odds, there's an argument to back them straight up, especially since they simply can't afford another poor result. Expect goals, and maybe even a comeback scenario from the French side. In another intriguing fixture, Sturm Graz face Nottingham Forest. Forest's recent form shows flashes of improvement, especially in attack, but their road performances remain concerning. They haven't scored in their last 2 away games, and while they'll look to change that, they'll also spend large portions of this match defending. Graz, on home soil, tend to be dangerous, and that makes both teams to score a viable option once again. Forest's inconsistency makes them difficult to trust, but if they rotate less and bring their stronger lineup, they could very well edge it. Still, this has the makings of a game that could swing either way depending on early momentum. Moving on to Rangers vs Roma. On paper, this one might look competitive, but Roma are simply the better team. Despite their recent slip-ups against Lille and Victoria Plzen, Roma's squad depth and overall talent give them the edge here. Rangers have struggled mightily this season and look like one of the weakest sides in the competition. Even though they have a decent roster, Roma need a bounce-back performance to stay on track, and this is the ideal spot to deliver it. The Italian side should handle business comfortably, while Rangers will need a major turnaround to even compete. Then we turn to Real Betis vs Lyon, one of the more balanced matchups of the slate. Lyon remain undefeated and have looked organized defensively, while Betis have been solid at home but inconsistent overall. This one feels like a draw waiting to happen. Both teams are capable of scoring, but neither is likely to pull away decisively. A 1-1 scoreline seems the most probable outcome, and the odds for that exact result offer solid value. You could also look toward both teams to score in over 2.5 goals, though it's a riskier play given how controlled both sides can be in big European games. Finally, Stuttgart host Feyenoord in Germany to close out the night. Stuttgart have quietly built an impressive home record, winning their last 5 matches in front of their own fans. They're a team that thrives on home momentum and physicality, and Feyenoord, while one of the top Dutch sides, have had mixed results away from home. This match should deliver goals, as both sides prefer attacking football and neither is particularly strong defensively. Over 2.5 goals looks like the best approach here, with Stuttgart to win and both teams to score is another appealing combination. Feyenoord will likely find the net, but Stuttgart's home form makes them a tough opponent to bet against. Overall, this Europa League slate is full of tight matchups and unpredictable storylines. Lille's professionalism, Villa's defensive edge, and Stuttgart's home advantage stand out as the most confident angles, while matches like Betis vs Lyon and Zagreb vs Celta Vigo could swing either way. These are the types of cards where selective betting matters most, finding the small edges and trusting recent form over name value. Europa League Thursdays never disappoint, and this one should be no different, a mix of chaos, late goals, and tight finishes across the continent. It's the perfect way to wrap up another week of European football before we dive back into the domestic action this weekend. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a pick drop. Let's cash some Europa League tickets together. See you for the weekend slate.